Nintendo absolutely blew E3 out of the water this year. Hey guys, it's Elijah from Sloth, and today we're doing an opinionated video on how I believe Nintendo absolutely won E3 2017. Let's get into it. I think the big thing to remember this year was that Nintendo absolutely had to bring it. They just launched their new console last year, and remember their Wii U, which was their previous console, didn't have the best track record as far as game titles went. They lacked the third-party support that they needed, and they didn't really make up for it with the first-party support. This caused a lot of distrust between Nintendo and third-party developers because they didn't know if the Nintendo console was going to be successful or not. This time around, while not having major third-party support, they at least brought it with first-party support to show the fans why their investment on a Nintendo Switch is worth it. And I do strongly believe that by having all of these announcements, it's going to lead into better third-party support. And honestly, I think by announcing so many first-party titles, and while they don't have a long list of games like the PlayStation presentation or the Xbox presentation, they still have a strong list of titles. They also showed off a couple games we already knew about, like ARMS, Splatoon 2, Pokken Tournament DX, which was only recently announced. It's really nice they didn't waste their time with anything on the 3DS. For a while, it really felt like they were just pushing the 3DS still, even though Nintendo Switch was supposed to be a handheld and main console crossover, and it was weird because the 3DS was even older than the Wii U, but they were dropping the Wii U and only promoting the Switch. It was weird. They were straightforward and only talked about the Switch today, which was great. They showed off a brand new Kirby game without a title, but it's going to come out in 2018, and it looks really, really good. It looks great. It looks like there's going to be a good 4-player co-op mode in it, and it's good to see that Nintendo is just going to be knocking out their franchises that everyone knows and loves and just putting them on the Switch, so when someone picks up a Switch, they can just get to a game from a franchise that they already recognize. They announced Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I haven't actually played the first Xenoblade Chronicles, but I know how much the community really loves that franchise, so it's great to see that there's a sequel on the way, and I'll probably go and play Xenoblade Chronicles now to get ready for the sequel. They showed off that Rocket League is finally going to be coming to Nintendo Switch, which is also going to have cross-network play, which is another word for cross-platform play. You'll be able to play with people on other consoles. They didn't specify which, but that's really, really cool. I've wanted a portable Rocket League game for a long time, and I'm so happy that I can play Rocket League on the go. I honestly think Rocket League deserves to be on the Switch because I think that game will play best portably. I would love to go on a road trip and be able to play Rocket League. It's also great because that's one of the few like really fun split screen games too. Like you can team up with people or play against people, and the fact that you could probably just pull the Joy-Con controllers apart and play with a friend, that's really great. They also showed off the new Yoshi game, similar to the Kirby game. We don't know anything about it except 2018. It looks like a Woolly World Yoshi game, but it looks clear, it looks fun, it looks concise, and it looks like one of Nintendo's great games. I believe for the most part Yoshi has been mostly a handheld game in the last couple of years, like with the 3DS. So it's nice to see that they're now taking those handheld titles and putting them on the Nintendo Switch, making them look great and releasing them. They showed off a little bit of the Skyrim. We already knew about that, but they're going to be putting Zelda items in the new Skyrim game, which will also come on the Switch. And then they also announced in the wake of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon that they are working on a main Pokemon game for Nintendo Switch. It's just not going to be released for over a year, so holiday of next year maybe. I'm okay with that. I was really salty about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I just wanted a Pokemon game on my Nintendo Switch. It's not fun to have purchased a Nintendo Switch and then have to go back and play a 3DS. So it was really, really nice to know that something's coming down the road. Also coming down the road, they just casually dropped Metroid Prime 4. We're reviving a franchise that's 10 years old that you guys all thought was over. Nope, it's back. I loved that. We don't see anything about it. We know it's going to be coming out way down the road, but I'm okay with that. I'm excited. I made an entire video to it on our channel. You can check it out. There'll be a card on your screen now. And then they showed off Mario Odyssey, and it looks like a great game. It's really cool how Mario can take on different characters. I guess like the reason I believe that Nintendo killed it at E3 this year is that they were just to the point. They didn't use fluff. They didn't build some weird carnival and then re-announce a game that's been announced every year since 2011. Bethesda, I'm looking at you. And they literally acknowledged what the fans really wanted, and then they went ahead and did that. They knew fans were worried about Pokemon coming out on the 3DS, so they acknowledged it. They just announced their long-term plans. They didn't have to show a trailer, they just had to say, hey, we're doing it, just be patient. You know, Metroid Prime 4 was completely unexpected, but people have wanted a good Metroid game for a long time. It has been 7 years since our last Metroid game, and it wasn't even that good. And 10 years since a very good Metroid game. And then they're also like, oh, by the way, the other little franchises that you love, like Kirby and Yoshi, we got you. It's coming out next year. Just hang on. And at the time of editing this video, Nintendo actually went ahead and announced another Metroid game for the 3DS that will be coming out later this year. I believe that's probably their only major 3DS announcement other than Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Looks like Nintendo is wrapping up the 3DS life cycle here. But the new Metroid game does look great, and it was kind of cool how they added that as like an after show, and they didn't include it as part of the main show. It makes me appreciate it more, and I will definitely pick up that new Metroid game called Metroid Samus Returns. So Nintendo, they stepped up their game this year and they knocked it out of the park. But that's just my opinion. You guys are entitled to your own opinion. What do you guys think? Who won E3 this year? Was it Bethesda? Was it Ubisoft? PlayStation? Xbox? PC gaming show? Anything else? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you disagree with me, let me know. I read every single comment. And while this video may be over, we've been covering E3 over here on Rocket Sloth, but we also make gaming news, discussion, and top lists. So if you want to subscribe to Rocket Sloth, your new #1 source for all things gaming, you can. It's great. It's a great time. Go ahead and subscribe.